Hello. All right. So we're back, and I did a little bit more than I wanted to without actually recording. So I'm going to try and backtrack and um, get things right. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this cantaloupe section example. I also imported the XREF of the basement plan. Deleted a few more things, and as you can see, I added a few more things as well. I didn't delete everything. I need to do some more cleanup here and here, but I wanted to be sure before I started deleting stuff. Okay, so what I did was I took that shell that you saw, and I did a X line. So XL space, and then V for vertical space, and I went to the main floor plan. The reason why I go to the main floor plan is, oops, I accidentally deleted the line that shows where I cut from. So the reason why I go to the main floor plan is I can always reference where I am cutting from. And this is a good idea to have copies of this. And so I know from this point to this point and this point all line up. And so that's why I copied that. And so I know from this floor I can reference exactly where I'm cutting from. You know, it's a straight line from roof all the way down to the foundation. And I'm just making copies, references of that line that I initially decided where to cut from on each level. And so that's why I made that copy. And I knew that this right here all matched up on every floor. And so that's why I copied from that reference point. Okay, so now I did a little bit more than I should have because I'm going to be completely honest, I was experiencing technical difficulties with my headset and I got a little ahead. But that's okay. So I'm going to do my best to try and talk you through exactly what I did. And I use X-line and vertical so I can reference the main floor. I'm going to go to the intersection of exactly where I cut. And now this is a little different, and I'll get to why. And so I'm just going to use that wall. I cut through this wall as well, so I'm going to need that. And I cut through this window, and we're going to do this one a little different. I don't know if oh yeah, so the text doesn't have us cutting through the window. But I figure I'll show you how to cut through an opening and cut through a window. And you're more than welcome to either follow this video or follow the text. I'm giving you a little bit more than the text. And that's because I want you to understand, you know, when you do encounter a, you know, cutting through a window, you'll know exactly what to do. And so there you go. All right, so now if we look down, this line and this line match up. This line and this line match up. And this line and this line match up. And so that's why I did that. I also probably should have put an X line from here to here as well. And so do it at the intersections. And there you go. They both match up. And so I'm going to clean this up. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. This I don't need. This is the main floor, and I do need this wall. And I purposely made this yellow to help me identify that this is the main floor. And I need to trim this. There we go. There we go. All right. And I goofed. I trimmed the wrong way. So it's all right. Trim here, here. There we go. And then trim from here. Okay, so now that that is trimmed, and since I'm here, this is an opening. If we go back to the first floor plan, this wall right here is also an opening. This wall is an opening. I mean, this wall's an opening right here. So let me go and do an X line, and so I can show that this is cut through an opening. Now, let me double check. Yeah. Now the text doesn't really show that it's cutting from, yeah, on page 6-4, it doesn't show that it's going to cut through that opening at all. But I'm going to show you how to cut through that opening. So it's really simple. Offset 6-8. And I'm assuming that this is just an opening like a regular door opening. And now I'm going to trim. Okay. And then MA. Going to match. And this is hatched. It's not the right pattern I want. I want something like this. And let's scale this up to 10. Yeah. And that looks good. Let me put this on a different layer. Let me put this on, oops, a light layer. There we go. And actually, I could probably go up to from 20. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Right, and so what this is saying is that I've cut through the top part of this open frame. Now if we look over here, you know, imagine this wall, this opening right here, you know, there is a top part to it. You know, it could very well just be straight to the ceiling, but most of the time it's not. Most of the times there's some sort of lintel system, or like a bridge between this part and this part. And so I'm just assuming that, you know, that's what this is. If I was actually designing it, I would know that, hey, I wanted this to go either all the way up to the ceiling or not. And if it's going to go all the way up to the ceiling, then it would look more like this bottom part all the way up. But since I cut through that wall, I need to use a cut hatch. And so that's exactly what I did. In fact, I'm sorry. There we go. 15. And so that's what I did. I wanted to take care of that right away, and that way you get a better understanding of what's going on. So this wall matches up. That's fine. We go ahead and delete that. And there we go. And so now what I did was, I'm kind of going a little all over the place. So first thing you should do is go, I know I better straighten up. So first thing I did is I based everything off of the main floor. and that's why I changed this line color to yellow. Let me bring this over here. So I changed this line to yellow because this is the main floor. And if you notice, this dimension is from here, this bottom of this slab, all the way to the finished floor up here. And when I say finished floor, I mean this could have tile, carpet, hardwood floors. The only thing that really matters is that you identify that this is the finished floor for this main level. And then here, this is the bottom of the slab for the basement. And so I made sure that I offset this line to 9 foot 6 1/4 inch, and that's how I got this line. And then I went and offset this 5 inches upwards, because on page 6-4 it indicates that that's what the slab here is. This is also 5 inches, and so I'll explain how I got that as well. The text also on that page 6-4 says that I need to offset this to 1 inch 4 inches, and I just went straight across. If you'll notice that these are lined up. So I went ahead and did that. Sorry, I moved that. All right. And then I offset this line 5 inches. And that's how I got that. So let me clean up. There we go. Let's clean up. And now I went to the finished floor right here and offset this 10 feet, 11 1/8 inch, and got to this line. That's what this dimension is for. In fact, let me back this up. There we go. That's what this dimension is for. And then I offset this from here to here, the same distance. Again, on page 6-4, it says that this is 1 foot 4 inch between floors. And so that's what I did. And then lastly, the second floor, from finished floor to finished ceiling, it gave this height, 8 feet, 1 1/8 inch. And so that's what I did for this part. We need to make a frame, and we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on these trusses. So I highly recommend you read page 6-4 first before starting this entire thing. So let me go ahead and I am on number 7, part D, where 2 trusses shown in the elevation have equally spaced vertical members with diagonals drawn last. This is 2x4 framing, all of it. And so 2x4 is rounded. So 4 inches is rounded. So offset 3.5 inches. And we actually have to extend this out here. There we go. Don't mind let me go ahead and extend these as well. And let me trim. There we go. So that is that, and then let me offset again here. and here. And we need to draw a line from here all the way down. And this is also 3.5. And I like to do this, so I will copy this, offset, offset 3.5 inches, and then I'll just draw a line from here to here, move, and there we go. I know that that is perfectly lined up on center. Delete. Now I can go over here and start trimming. Okay, and so from here to here, this is supposed to be evenly spaced. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and trim this. Let's go ahead and trim this. Oops. And let's figure out how this is evenly spaced again. I'm just drawing a line from this corner right here all the way to here. And now I have this. And so what I can do is, again, draw a line like this, copy, paste, or not paste, but drop a copy there. Trim from here, trim, there we go. And then I want to mirror. And I'm going to mirror from right here, no, and done. So this and this can go. Clean that up. This can go as well. The diagonals are from here to here. And, you know, I could have calculated 3.5, and I probably should have. And so 3.5 divided by 2 is 1.75. And so I could offset 1.75 inches this way and this way. I can then trim this and this. I can delete this, mirror this, oops, mirror this, sometimes you have to extend beyond. Alright, and so now, oops, I forgot to trim. Go ahead and trim that, that, and that. There we go. Match properties. And we'll do the same over here. And I'll continue on with the next video with this part already done. Same way, just over here. Be right back.